Hello, good people. Guy here, back again to share with you some more of my story that happened in 2004. I said in the last video I'm going to head in another direction, and we are going to head in the direction of the shadow of deception. Okay, so there was real evil in this place, in this world. This entity is a conscious, aware entity created by your thoughts and your emotions. The cumulative group of humanity, all of our lower emotions don't just dissipate. They actually go into a different level in an astral plane, and they exist in that plane. But this consciousness became aware of itself, and it became the shadow of deception, the prince of this world. It is insidious. It is insidious. It wants humanity to destroy itself. This is real. It doesn't want humanity to evolve. It wants us to de-evolve. I'm going to try to post some of Suzzan's writings here. She has nailed this thing and all of how it works, when it started. The Good News Reverberation is a book that everybody needs to read. I'm going to post something from some of her writing right now.
The divine's opponent was not only the counterfeit spirit and human ego, it was also the worst of the world soul expelled from the soul plane, which resulted in an even more malevolent force, which we refer to as the shadow of deception, or shadow for short. Literally constructed from the basest thoughts and emotions of human beings, the shadow had one agenda: manipulating people into sabotaging not only the planet but also our spiritual evolution.
Hopefully that clarified a little bit more about what's going on here. We are on the verge of an evolutionary calling, a transformation for humanity. That entity, the prince of this world, the world soul, did not want it to occur. Consequently, it did not want me to make it to where I was supposed to go. It knew who I was and tried to keep me from that. And this story is one of those stories where it did a very, very good job of almost helping me unalive myself. Let me start this story. This story is in 2004. It concerns a dog. At the time, if we joined Guy, I am in the middle of all of this stuff. I've seen a lot of things. I am keeping it inside. I'm standing with my ex-wife at her house, and she gets a call from my sister. My sister has a dog that she is asking my ex-wife if she wants the dog. And I immediately know that there's something not right with this situation. My sister's, God love my sister, God protect and help my sister, but she is in compromise. She's compromised by this entity. She has this dog. The dog is a Trojan horse. It's a Trojan horse. It's trying, that dog has something in it. And my sister is being used as a tool to get the dog to me, to where I'm at. My wife says, no, we don't want the dog. She doesn't trust my sister. And that's that. Back in Seattle, where I stay between places, at my friend's house, my sister calls her. She takes the dog. I end up going to meet the dog for the first time. And let me just say that seeing this dog for the first time, if anybody saw this dog, they would run. This dog had human eyes. It knew what you were saying. This was a Trojan horse. The dog was not a dog. My opinion, I know I'm right. That was even before the incident happened. Human looking face, human eyes, for sure. I'm afraid of this dog. Okay, I'm afraid of this dog. There's other things that happened with this dog that I'll tell later, but this particular incident is where I want to go with this. The house that you're seeing right now is the house where the doctors have come. They have had probably 6 major incidences in that house. I believe that it has a portal in it. There's something different about this house. I am now in that house in Seattle, and I am a mess, okay? I'm a complete mess. I'm keeping everything bottled inside. I have my little orange Bible with me. And let me set the scene for you. We're in the living room. I'm with a friend, just a friend, and she's to the right of me. And she is harassing me. This girl is trying to get me to break down. I know she's saying things to me that are destructive and harmful, and I'm pretending like I'm ignoring her and giving it my best game face to pretend like it's just washing off me, that I don't give a crap what you're saying. The dog is right 3 feet from me in a chair, and it's sitting like this, with this, just staring at me with his paws hanging over the chair, just staring at me. That in itself is really unsettling, because I'm just sitting there like a person staring at me. There's nobody else in the house. Nobody else in the house, and this girl is taunting me. And I've had enough. I'm terrified of that dog. This girl, they're trying to break me down. I'm thinking I'm going to go say I'm going to take a nap in the room where the doctors had come. I'm going to go take a nap. I'm out of here. I'm going to go take a nap. I get up. If I'm in the bedroom and I'm just coming into the room, so I'm coming out of the bedroom, out of the living room, into this door, I close the door, and I immediately go over to the right. So I'm right next to the door, like this, okay? Only there's no wall here, so I'm a little bit further, and I just start bawling. I start just crying uncontrollably, silently, not letting them know how terrified I am. Silently bawling, shaking inside, literally my stomach is shaking and shaking, and I'm bawling. I look down, the sun is coming up, so the sunlight's on the east side of the house, and there's a window over there, so my friend, or the girl rather, comes up to the door, and there's a big crack under the door. It's really, really wide. It's an old house. You could probably roll a golf ball under there. Clearly see her shadow come, and she knocks. Guy, come and play with us. Just, I don't say nothing. I'm silent, completely silent. Come and play with us. What does that mean? Bawling. Man, I'm bawling. I see her walk away, and I see the dog shadow come, make a shadow across the floor, the 4 paws. The shadow changes. It morphs into one shadow. And then a deep voice.
Yeah, guy, come and play with us.
That deep, husky voice.
Across the sea I was driven.
Bowen, Brian, what?
The fullness of
No
time.
way, no way.
Where the currents of the ocean move the body.
I don't know how that's possible.
The body is body of
I grabbed my book, my little Bible, and I read for, I don't know, well over an hour praying, pleading with God. I waited in there for, I don't know how long, and then I finally get the courage to open the door, and I went right out the front. I left as fast as I could. I didn't want to leave after they said that. I didn't want to open the door and see something standing there. I couldn't even move. It took me a long time to stop crying. And this isn't the first time that something like that has happened. I'll try to share some other things. So that's it. That's that story. The hardest out of all of them. This really happened. You can't imagine sitting on the other side of that wall, that door, and seeing that shadow morph into a full body, and then that male voice say that through that door. Yeah, that sucked. That was really awful. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys, tell you guys another story real soon, okay? Bye.
my heart, and the glory of the work soothed me, as the armor I had made all fell apart, and the song